Hi dudes, I'm Blork. My colleagues are abducting Brooke as we speak, so I will be speaking for her. You humans are obsessed with aliens. And don't get me wrong, we have gotten into some crazy stuff over the years. But some of the things that you humans think we aliens did are f***ing ridiculous. So today I'm going to make fun of all of the stupid things that you think we're responsible for.
Hey, I'll take it from here. Fuck off, Blork. But yeah, that is what we're going to be doing today, actually. Today, I wanted to talk about some of the strangest alien conspiracy theories. With Congress holding hearings about UAPs, the artist formerly known as UFOs, many feel like this is them giving validation to the existence of extraterrestrial life. But as a natural skeptic and someone who doesn't care enough to look into it, I'm just here to talk about the ones that I think are kind of silly. But before I get into it, make sure you're subscribed, lest you get probed.
What if our moon was a giant UFO base? With megacities, larger than our own planet, where they control everything on Earth, run by the elites.
If the moon is smaller than Earth by like a significant degree, how would the megacities inside of the moon be larger than our planet? Because our planet's Earth. My planet's Earth. Just something to think about.
And higher powers, would you be tempted to go there?
What's the point? Like, what did they get out of it? If they are controlling everything, you know, the elites and the higher powers, but also, does elites mean like the elites of Earth? And if so, like, what tax bracket do you have to be in to qualify? Is that like billionaires only? Or do you like, but then like when you make exactly $1 billion, do you qualify? Or do you like have to rack up a bunch of billions for a certain number of years? Like, what are the steps into elite before you get to run Earth with the higher powers as well? Just some food for thought. I'm just questioning.
What if the moon isn't a solid rock but a hollow structure constructed by ancient aliens? Some believe that the moon is not a solid celestial body, but rather a hollow structure, possibly constructed by an ancient alien civilization. According to this theory, the hollow moon serves as a base for extraterrestrial activities, and the moon landings were a cover-up to conceal the existence of this otherworldly installation. Do you still think the moon is real? What if—
Wait,
a solid—
it'd still be real, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it still be? I was on a left field at the end there. By the way, do you still think it's fucking real at all? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, man, we still have gravity and shit, and like the tide changes. No science today. That's really funny. So this is obviously similar to the first theory, which is that some believe that the moon is a hollow structure where UFO activity, which, might I remind the crowd, the class, is just unidentified flying object. So I would imagine it's not like a UFO to them. It's like they're not aliens to them. If there's extraterrestrial life, they wouldn't consider themselves to be aliens. We'd be aliens. You know, it's like it wouldn't be a UFO to them. Like a plane would be a UFO to them. Unless they've identified it, I guess. But anyway, interesting theory. I am a moon landing believer, personally. Lore drop, guys. I am an Aquarius, so I am wired to be interested, from what I've been told, in a conspiracy theory. And I did used to think conspiracy theories were really fun. Like when I was like younger and like on creepypasta and like websites like that, I was all over that shit and like, you know, Live Leak and stuff as well. But as far as conspiracy theories, it used to be like stuff like this, like what if the moon is hollow, and like what if there's like a species of like otherworldly beings inside of our own Earth that we like only some people know about. And like it used to be like fun and exciting, and now it's just like, maybe it always was and I was just too naive at the time because I was a kid, but now it's just like racist, and like it always comes back to racism. Anyway, conspiracy theories used to be fun, and they're not anymore. Now we got Marjorie Taylor Greene's dumbass in government. Guys, what's going on? Anyway, back to the aliens.
I've learned some stuff. For instance, tonight I always thought that they were almond-shaped entities with the alien. You said no, they were very much human-like. They spoke to you verbally as opposed to telepathically.
Right. And we had a great time.
And you had a great time?
Wait a minute, I'll go get Junior so you can see what Junior looks like.
Okay, sure.
Another thing, I never called them aliens.
What did you call beings? What was your...
Astronauts. I call them what they were. Astronauts.
Okay, sure. That's what...
This is what I was just talking about. She's not wrong. She's actually cooking here. Little concerned about the head. Hey, you know what? I got some weird shit in my house too. I got some spooky weird shit in my house. I'm not judging the head. The way she's gripping it though, she got a grip on it that's a little concerning. But her logic is flawless here. Completely. I'm not joking at all.
They are. I mean, they're...
So, this is Junior. Now, this is a sort of a composite of what they look. There's individual differences. They do not look alike. There's as much difference among them as there is around any group of people. But this basically shows the character.
See, I'm more inclined to believe her as well because that makes sense. If you look at like 50 different people from all over the world, they're all gonna look so different. Like if you get like 50 different cows from all over the world, they're all gonna look super different. Like inside any species, there's gonna be like differences between each individual. So this idea that like every alien encounter, like every alien or extraterrestrial being looks the exact same, it leads me to be sus about the whole thing. So for her to say that there's just as much individuality in alien culture and alien lore, you know what? Maybe she's on something. And I say this as someone who's seen every episode of X-Files like 6 times. So maybe she's our Mulder. Like she's the one with the answers for real.
Characteristics. The larger eyes, nose, mouth, no protruding part, no hair. But this is because he fell off the podium in St. Louis.
Oh.
And cracked his head.
Oh, okay. So, but he's okay though. But he has a pronounced brow ridge.
Yeah.
As you said, a pug nose, more or less a very small orifice for a mouth. And actually, instead of whites, actually had yellow eyes and eyes. I see irises and a pupil.
We put yellow in.
Okay.
I'm like squeezing my eyes because the way she's rubbing them, it's like his open eyeballs. I know it's not like real, it's just a bust of like an alien, but the way she's rubbing its open eyeballs is making me so uncomfortable. I feel like someone's going after my open eyeballs. Don't do it. Leave him alone. Oh no. That's low-key me though when I don't have fake eyelashes on and I realize I can rub my eyes to my heart's extent and I go in on that shit, dude. Okay, play though.
Emphasize them.
I was going to say he needs Visine or he looks like he has malaria, but okay. But
okay, now, Junior has been evaluated by I don't know how many physical anthropologists. Mm-hmm. But what he looks like now, if we continue along the path of evolution, this is what we're going to look like in 25,000 years.
Okay, so this theory is essentially that aliens are us from the future. That's an interesting one. I would be more inclined, and I'm not saying that there's like we're the anomaly and there's no life in the universe whatsoever except human life and life on Earth or whatever. I'm not saying that. I don't believe that. I'm sure there's something out there somewhere. I just don't necessarily believe that it's like little green or gray like beings that look pretty similar to us and are like fucking with us for some reason, but like not fully. And it always happens in America. You know, I don't know. I'm a natural skeptic. I don't really believe in much of anything. So I think it would take a lot for me to be like, yeah, okay, that was for real an alien. I think I would have to fully be abducted. And the whole time I'd be like, oh shit, I'm hallucinating really bad. I think it would take a lot for me to for real be like, is this for real happening? Like, I think I would be convinced I was in psychosis until I like got killed by them or something. It would take a lot. So that's how I approach all of these. So the idea that it could be like an interdimensional thing makes a little more sense for me, like logically and scientifically, as someone who also not a scientist. And also like, fuck do I know about interdimensional shit, but I have seen some of those Marvel movies, so I get the gist.
My name is Trey Hudson.
Hi, Trey Hudson.
And I think we've captured footage of a portal, a gateway or doorway into somewhere or something else.
That's what they are.
I'm a researcher, and I've always been interested in, things of high strangeness, be it UFOs, cryptids, things like that. We've been investigating and researching since 2017. It's a place we call the Meadow. There's a lot of folklore in that area. That region is known for high strangeness. There are numerous reports of paranormal occurrences. So on 11 February 2017, we decided we were going to set up in the Meadow, equipped with thermal and night vision.
Oh, there they are.
We see you.
We had clear visibility. We know what our teammates look like on thermal. We're used to seeing them at various distances, so we know what a human being size thing looks like.
So when you're heading toward the entrance of the meadow, just stay right on the edge of the wood line.
So we received a radio transmission from one of our teams on the east end of the meadow, and they said, hey, we have something happening here. You need to come over and check it out.
See that square box? You see the X beside it, or the cross? See the cross forming?
I got over there, and they said they started seeing on their thermals boxes forming in different places in the meadow.
Halt. You're right on the edge, but it is fading away. It's at least 25 foot tall.
So this was interesting because cubes and boxes are something that you see at other places of high strangeness. It's like a reoccurring theme.
The report, sorry.
Right.
The team, when they went to the area where this cube or box was formed, they completely disappeared off our thermal.
I can't see them.
Did they just disappear?
What my team reported when they entered into this area is a temperature drop. Things were chilly, things were cold, and it was very dark and still, like being inside of a black velvet bag or inside of a blackout curtain.
Team 3, what is your location? It's completely faded away now, it's gone.
It's odd because this area, there really wasn't anything that would completely block and obliterate their heat signature. That's just not something that was possible. The wildest explanation is they actually weren't there. They were somewhere else. I think they walked into a portal.
That's all we get. But where would they have gone? Okay, like, did they come out and say, hey, I walked into a portal and this is what happened? Or were they like, oh, it's chilly over there, and he was like, fucking portal? Also, guys, let's call it what it is. This is the plot to Annihilation. So, did they see a bear who, like, steals your voice when it kills you, too, while they were in there? Because that was a cool part of that movie. Or maybe this predates Annihilation. I'm too lazy to look it up. I don't give a fuck. But maybe this predates Annihilation, and it's a real thing that happened, and they made that movie about it with Natalie Portman. Who's to say? I'll say it. I think he's bullshitting us for the Discovery Channel.
What if the aliens that are allegedly living in the ocean didn't like rich people, so they started training the orcas to attack yachts? And maybe submarines.
Now that tracks, and that I can get behind. Instead of what other people always think, which is like the elites are in on it or whatever. First of all, I've seen Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Those men, not elite. Second of all, she's cooking. She's not wrong here. Could be that the aliens, they don't fuck with the wealth hoarders, so they're talking to the orcas in the orcas language, and then the orcas are then attacking, yachts and submarines and shit, because they do shit like that. Orcas are fucking crazy, dude. Sharks all day.
Recently, the Mars rover actually caught a photo on Mars that may just confirm that there is life on Mars. And before you say it's fake, just hear me out. There's evidence behind this.
Sorry, before we even get into this, the automated, AI CapCut, captions with emojis next to it is so fucking funny to me. It is so funny. Like, receipt. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. Oh my god, it's so silly looking.
Okay. Well, the photos from the Mars rover, it actually shows like a tunnel or a cave. And keep in mind, this is
Why is Iron Man here? What the fuck is Iron Man doing in this shot?
on Mars, and they're saying that it's almost like a door, and this door does not look like it's made from like natural causes. It's definitely man-made, and whatever it is, it's definitely housing something behind the door. And what's really freaky is that scientists around the world are saying that they've never seen anything like this on Mars.
So they found a door?
Yeah, so it looks like a door that goes underground, and it makes sense that whatever's living on Mars needs to be underground in order to live, because the ozone layer around Mars is really weak, and the UV radiation that comes from the sun would be deadly if someone was living on top of Mars. So they have to be underground. And it makes sense, right? This is what would force them to live underground and behind the door to protect themselves from the UV radiation.
It is really creepy to think that there's other life out there.
I mean, come on. There's definitely something.
I mean, there's gotta be. But the fact that there's like a species that could like overtake us out there.
We don't know, right?
Right,
It's
we
the
don't.
fear of the unknown.
Why are Spider-Man and Iron Man here? What the fuck? Oh, are they on their desk? Are they in the foreground of their desk? I'm realizing now that's probably what's happening. But also, I have so much to say about this one. A few things. You know that AI that makes like a podcast out of like a research paper, and it's like two AIs talking to each other in a podcast? This is literally, this sounds like that. It sounds like someone uploaded like this theory into a podcast, like AI generator thing. And this is two AIs having a conversation about it. Like, these people do not feel like real people. I don't know why. They're just giving me like, what is it called? When like, it's not real, but it feels kind of real. Simi Valley. What is that? Oh my god, what is that called? Uncanny Valley. It's giving Uncanny Valley. Good lord. It's giving Uncanny Valley for sure. Not their looks, just the way that they're speaking was giving me Uncanny Valley for some reason. But also just, this looks like a crack in a rock. Like it looks like a rock formation to me. It doesn't look like a door, or shout out Adore Delano, or like a tunnel or something. Sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it. I also feel like if there were beings that lived on Mars, why are we expecting them to succumb to the same atmospheric like pressures and things like that as we do? Why couldn't there be a being that has adapted and evolved to live on Mars and doesn't need to be underground? Humans are like so self-centered and like nationalistic that it makes sense that we'd be like, well, we can't freaking live there, so must be they have to live in tunnels. Like, it would probably be fine to live there if it like evolved there, you know? That doesn't make any sense. That's like being like, oh, fish probably live in like air pockets underwater because you can't breathe water. Like, they can. All right, I'm gonna call it there, guys.
No, I am. Don't forget to murder the subscribe button and beat the shit out of the like button. And if you're feeling crazy, you can probe the bell.
And I'll see you guys soon with another video.